For a while now, I've been messing around with these solar LED lights. They sell for about $2 to $5, kind of depending on the size. These ones are about $2, and they're kind of neat, but they're kind of boring as well. Usually they've just got a single LED in them, and it's usually a white LED. Now, I started by just replacing the LED with a blue or a red or a green LED, and that works pretty well with the circuits that's in there. But then I got to thinking, wouldn't it be cool if we could put some blink LEDs or some flash LEDs in it? And the little circuit boards just don't have enough power to do that. So then I started building my own little circuit board and started messing around with that, and that worked pretty well. So if you're not familiar, this is what's inside them, and they've actually changed quite a bit over the last year. They started off with these little 4-pin chips and a single LED and a little inductor. And then they went over to kind of these little small surface mount guys. And then some of these ones that I just bought this year, actually got a little chip on board, a little cob there, which is kind of neat. But anyway, this is what's inside of them. And what I normally will do, we'll take these out, and I've kind of developed my own little circuit here. And this little circuit's got a little boost module on it, and then it also works to charge the little nickel metal hydride battery in it. And these ones, they work pretty well. I'm still kind of tweaking it a little bit. They don't last as long as I would like, so I've got some other modifications to those that I'll be testing out. But then on a whim, I just got to thinking, like, well, what if I just 3D printed my own LED? Solar lamp. Now the problem that I've got with some of these, like these, is that the solar panels, they just aren't big enough. And you can get solar panels that are 3 volts that are pretty decent on an output. And so I specifically designed this to run a 3 volt, and I want to see how well that works. Now I printed this in 4 different parts, and it honestly turned out way better than I thought. So there's 2 top parts. So the solar panel goes through on the top with the wires through the middle. I've got a spot to kind of tuck a battery in. I'll probably just solder the leads on the battery. And then there's plenty of room here for the circuit board. And then I've got this little module here, which will take the LEDs, and I'll likely just hot glue them in. And that goes on top with some screw holes holding it on. And then I designed this to just be a friction fit. So that will kind of stick on there with the idea that you'd probably glue that on as well. And then the clear part, it's got some nice little ribs on them so that it'll diffuse the light. And then I've got a little plug here on the bottom. If you've ever tried to 3D print something with this on the top, you'll know how much of a nuisance that is. So my solution is to print the little knob guy separate, and that actually just sticks on there. And again, that is friction fit, but I would put a little bit of glue on that just to hold it. And then there's a hole in the bottom so that any water that gets in can drain out. Now ideally there won't be any water because I've got a lip on it here, and then I've got, you can kind of see it on this here, a little bit of a lip here as well. So hopefully, of course, water finds its way into anything. Hopefully this will prevent water from going up into it, but you never know. Time will tell. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm gonna just throw this LED in it so you can get a little bit of an idea. This is just a little flashing LED, just so you can kind of see how it looks through there. Now there will be at least 4 or 3 LEDs in each of these. And what I've done in the past is had them be kind of flashing like this one, or just some regular like red flashing, blue flashing, green flashing, and then mix them up a little bit so you get a nice little effect. But this could potentially be a little bit thinner, and a little thinner wall on that. And then, you know, of course you could print a little bit of a nicer top on it. This was just a real simple top that I just wanted to kind of get a quick proof of concept. So let me go ahead and get one of these boards soldered in, and hook a battery up and a solar panel and put those LEDs on, and let's see what it looks like. Now I've got all the electronics on the inside, so as soon as the sun goes down, the LEDs will turn on, and you can see I've got a red, green, and a blue one in there. Now of course all the lights are on, so it's not super bright, but it actually is really bright in a dark room or outside. So anyway, just thought I'd show you real quick how it all went together. There's the lens, there's the 3 LEDs sticking out, And then on the inside, I've got that little circuit board, and then I've got all the LEDs, and then I've just got that battery tucked in there as well. Now with these, I'll actually put a little bit of hot glue on these LEDs so that they don't move as well, and then this will get screwed in just so that it's all nice and sturdy. So there you go. I think it turned out pretty cool. I was really impressed on how well it printed. And like I said, a little bit of glue in order to keep things from moving. And then I'll put on the top here for the LED panel, I'll actually put some silicone underneath that so that it actually remains watertight. And that's usually, or I should say 100% of the time, what they fail is the LED panels on the back side will get a little water in the terminals and then they won't work anymore. So a little bit of silicone underneath that should fix that, and then hopefully the rest of this is watertight enough that all of the electronics stay dry. So anyway, I'll keep you posted as to how things go once I get this outside and how well it stood up over time. All right, that's all. Bye-bye.